What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let's get down to the situation. Let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville season 5 episode 10. It is going down, y'all. It's a whole lot happening and there's a whole lot going on, but it was good to see Mel and Destiny actually have a conversation, even though we know it's not going to really lead to nothing, but it could have led to something. Okay, so you guys let me know what you think about that whole situation. In any event, Mel stand her ground and basically was like, we could be friends. We don't have to be friends. We could be respectful to each other. We don't have to disrespect each other, and you don't have to force one of us to be friends with somebody that we don't want to be friends with or care for at all. I was like, Lord, okay, so we see. And then we got this whole situation when it comes to Tisha. Like, Lord, why is your husband talking to you like that? Like, OMG, talking about there's rumors out here about you being a thought, and also saying he don't want you to be a 40-year-old thought because there's rumors out here in these streets. Like, why would he say that to you on national TV? Okay, because when Tisha was having her conversation, with Marsau, he was talking about he will get married immediately if Tisha was ever to die or he was ever to get a divorce. He will be married in the next week. And then Tisha turned around and said, well, I'll be out here in these streets living my life. And he said, oh, what you gonna get, a baller? Basically saying, what you gonna get, a drug dealer? Like, Marsau is crazy, for real, for real. And it was just like, what, for real? And she was like, I'm gonna be out here living off of your insurance money. Okay, he was like, well, don't turn into a thought. A 40-year-old thought. I heard rumors about that. Like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? Why would your husband speak like that to you on national TV? Like, basically saying that he won't be crying, he won't be missing you. And any event, if it's over, you die, they get a divorce, he'll be married in the next week. So that means that your shoes are so easy to refill and you can be replaced, that you are replaceable. You are not irreplaceable. Like, Lord have mercy. That man is talking all types of ish. Like, he feeling himself to her, letting her know that she don't mean nothing. But at the same token, he done tell her earlier in the conversation that he's having this little dinner or picnic so she doesn't think that she's all alone and that he doesn't love her. Child, you can't make this up. This is crazy. And let's get into Destiny. Destiny was really well behaved this episode. Like, she wasn't angry. She didn't have that rest and be face on her face. Okay. And she was able to hear things, be coherent, respond back, not all nasty and mean. Like, okay. So that day she was feeling good, and she damn sure didn't look like she missed Mel. Okay. They look like they missed each other. But like Destiny said, that they're probably never going to be friends again. So you guys let me know what you think about this whole situation. I was like, that is very disrespectful, child. Very disrespectful. What's up, Top Bugatti? How you doing? What's up, Latavia J? What's up? You already know, situations happen and situations go on when it comes to this show. I was like, he is too much. Like, that is crazy. Like, just, like, she's not special enough. Like, I could just move on real quick, real fast. What a mess. What a mess. I'm just like, that's how we gonna do it. That's how the whole situation is gonna go down. Like, that's not what I believe anybody wants, for their partner to say, if you die or we break, get a divorce. I want to move on quick, fast, in a hurry. That is a whole mess. But in any event, we get back to Stormy's, dinner, her little piece, healing, something that she got going on. And, we leave off at the point where Mel is saying that, well, Destiny, I did say hello to you, but you felt like you didn't hear me, and that's why you went off. And Destiny said, I felt like you didn't speak. And she said, I felt like you didn't speak loud enough. I was like, okay. So she's saying that she didn't hear it, so she ain't apologizing for the situation either. Okay. And then also, while they're having that conversation, Destiny is basically saying, I just didn't hear you. And then she was like, Mel respond back, well, I definitely said your name. I said your first name. I definitely said Kimmy's name. I did say hello and everything. And then Stormy asked, does that change anything? And, Destiny was like, nope, it don't change anything. Destiny is a pure mess. I'm telling you. But, she got through this dinner without going off, even though she had an uninvited guest that was there. And Destiny was like, it was like, she said, I couldn't hear you. It wasn't loud enough. I couldn't hear you. Did you hear her, Kimmy? And Kimmy was like, yeah, I heard her. But then Kimmy jumped in and said, well, I tried to, get your attention. Me and Tisha, we tried to get your attention, but you were so like enthralled with the moment that was going on with Stormy that you couldn't hear anything. So basically, Kimmy is saying that you were so built up and you had so much going on inside of you, and you was on 10, just like the song that you coming out with, that basically nobody could, basically get your attention because you was already ready to go. What's up, everybody? How you doing? What's going on? So in any event, I was just like, okay. And so, when it comes to Tisha, she kind of rolled her eyes a little bit. And, Kimmy was like, your demeanor and everything was just like, it was a hard conversation trying to have with you at that point. And then that's when Destiny, her plus one, and the white, she speaks, and she basically says, well, this is how Destiny felt. She felt like, you guys violated her. You violated her space when you showed up to her shop. She didn't invite you guys, then you showed up, and she's like, why are you here? So, and she basically was, exploding inside, and she was upset and angry because she felt like she was really being disrespected, or her space was being disrespected. And if I don't mess with you, why you here? Why you here? Like, Lord. So the cousin, she got her moment, she got her shot. She knows she came here to speak, baby. She came for that camera time, point blank, period, and she did. And then that's when Tisha was like, yeah, you was kind of like, exploding. She was like, yeah, I felt like I was exploding on the inside. And Tisha was like, girl, we can see it all through your face. It was written all over your face, child. So I'm just like, But in any event, when it comes to, Destiny with that whole situation, she really feels like she didn't hear, Mel, and she went off like that, because she was already just upset. She was ready to explode. She was on 10, for really, like, she didn't have to be under that much pressure because it ain't that serious, especially on this episode when you guys are hugging and playing around with Mel. So how serious was it? Like, you wasn't really that mad, especially now you found out that she said hello. You kind of feel dumb about the situation. So it makes it sense that, when it comes to Destiny, she did reach out to Mel and wanted to have a conversation with her and, speak to her. And she was just so happy about the whole situation. You know what I mean? Like, she was just like, oh, Mel was giving her tips. She was on cloud nine. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate y'all. Please don't forget to like the video. What's going on, LSW? What's going on, Denise? What's going on, Miss T? How you doing? How y'all feeling tonight? So, it's a whole, a whole shit show going on. Like like Maurice asking for food while his wife is talking about she got cancer. That really threw me off. Like, damn, you really marry a childish ass man. Like, he don't care about nobody else's needs but his needs. Like, what's going on in that situation? So in any event, as they're, still at the table and having this conversation, Melanie, she jumps in and she got something to say. And because when it comes to Storm, Storm wanted to say, hey, listen, are we all good? That means you guys are good. And she was like, come on, let me just break this down to y'all. Just because, we got an issue or a problem don't mean that we have to, speak to each other. We have to talk to each other. We have to force people to, have relationship and be all kumbaya. If you don't mess with that person, you don't mess with that person. You don't got to disrespect them, but you can't, let's make it a normalcy that we can basically understand if somebody really don't mess with you, they don't mess with you, Lord. So, that's what Mel had to say. She said, as long as Destiny don't be coming at her, put her hands on her, disrespect her, whatever the case may be that Destiny do, then we all good. We can say hi and bye. And the group actually agreed with the situation. And they left the peace dinner, the peace summit. They left it happy. They left it good. And in any event, when it comes down to the ends of the situation, they all did receive hair care products from Stormy. They received some nice stuff, child. Stormy business is on point. It is popping. Her boxes and the things in her bags look expensive. Don't look like no cheap-ish. Point blank, period. What's up, Mary? Still standing? How you doing? So, in any event, moving on from that situation, Mel asks her, hey, Kimmy, what's going on? What's happening? And Kimmy at this point, she doesn't want to tell anybody what's going on with her, what's happening. And Mel, hugged her and said, I know that's something bothering you. And then Mel whispered in her ear, like, you can talk to me, and what we talk about stays between me and you. So I don't, it almost seems like if Mel is giving Kimmy like a bird call, like basically saying, if you need help or you need to talk to somebody, you don't trust talking to the people that are around you, you can talk to me and just know that I won't spread your business. And so Mel reached out to her like that. And I don't know if that has, if Mel saying that also has to do something with her being friends with Tisha really close at one point in time, and Tisha going back and telling, Marsau everything that Mel was telling her to him, and then it got back to Martell. But in any event, she does say that to Kimmy, and Kimmy was like, I appreciate that, and things of that nature. So that was cool. That was a cool moment that they did have, and they did share. And as you guys know, right now, when it comes to Kimmy, she is facing a little bit of backlash because when it comes to the Scotts, their brother Mark, he actually did an interview, and I think he did it with Gold Hair Diva or something of that nature. I can't remember. It was on a blog site, and he was basically saying that Kimmy has been advertising and been saying that I'm a problem. They need to check me. They need to do this and they need to do that. But Kimmy is the one that told me that I should come on the show and speak my side, and basically that she can have more support, or whatever the case may be. So it's like people are saying that from this interview from Mark, he is putting it out there that Kimmy is being one way on TV, but in the back when nobody is around, she's actually calling or trying to get people like him to basically come at her and her mother. Allegedly, that's the rumor. That's what one of the Scotts brothers said. I wonder if Maurice is going to stick up for his wife Kimmy, or is he going to keep letting his brothers walk on top of her when they want to disrespect her or say things about her on social media. So we shall see, y'all. So in any event, moving on from that situation, shade. Like, Lord have mercy. I don't know if it's true, child. You know what I mean? Because that's what he says out of his mouth. And he also says, and Mark has been through a whole lot of different situations where, no man want to be a part of. So he does have issues, and he has been in therapy and been in counseling. So when I first see him on TV, I was looking like he looked like he escaped from a mental institution. He looked like he was, impoverished and things of that nature, with his army fatigues on and his flip-flops compared to his brother. And then in this interview, he was bragging that his mother is this, his father is this. How come they couldn't help you pay your child support? How come they couldn't help you get back on your feet? That a stranger, allegedly Miss Van, had to come and rescue you because she felt pity for you. Okay? So in any event, You guys let me know what you think about that whole situation. So moving on from that, now we got this little romantic dinner that Marsau, prepared for his wife. I'm telling you, Miss T, there's a whole lot going on, girl. Yes, yes, yes. That's the word out on the street that Kimmy's been campaigning behind the scenes to get, Mark on the show, but she's saying one thing, in the public, and also when it comes to the brother, he was violated the worst type of way a person can be violated, in the military. And so he does have a lot of different things going on. He's trying to work on himself. So he's definitely cray cray. And it's not his fault that he cray cray, but he cray cray. So, you can't play with crazy people, child. There's no limit to the shit that they will do. They think of it every morning, noon, and night. Crazy folks is all day is get you. I'm trying to tell you, don't beef with no crazy people, child. Don't beef with them. Unless you got tranquilizer. So in any event, so now we get to this nice little, situation that Marsau has for Tisha. And, Tisha's all happy, but also Marsau was kind of, it's like he's always trying to throw that he's dominant. He's the male. Like, we know you're dominant. We know you're we know you're the head of the household. Why do you have to keep, put it on the display? And he basically said, I'm having this, little picnic for my baby boo. Okay. And, this picnic, I don't know where the kids are at because that ain't my business. That ain't my job. I don't focus on the kids. So I don't know where the kids are at. So he's like, I don't know where the kids at. That's Tisha's duties. Basically just, throwing shots at the child, throwing shots at his wife on national TV. This is why she be coming for everybody. This is why she be having the less self-esteem, because her biggest hater and her biggest critic is her husband, okay? This is why she's traumatized, okay? So in any event, moving on from that situation, it's just like, oh yeah, I don't know where my key is at. Like, so that means just because you have an outside job and she has an inside job, I'm just throwing shade because, Wanda was like, we used to live in an outhouse and they used to live in a big house. They used to live in a house. So in any event, with that whole situation, so you saying that you ain't gonna be worried about your kids or what's going on, where they at, where they located at, that's because that's her job. And I really believe that he probably is going to do some ish like that. So in any event, getting back to the dental, the little picnic and things of that nature, it looks cute. It looks nice. I know these guys are shading his house, saying if he got $17 million, why is he in that little shack? I don't know. It's a pretty beautiful shack. Okay. A shack is better than no shack. All right. But moving on from that whole situation, oh yes, she dodged a bullet, child. What's up, University Salt T? What's going on? How you doing? What's up, Cynthia? What's up, Mary? Still standing? What's going on? And so in any event, they're having this conversation. They're talking about counseling. And, when it comes to Marsau, he's not really feeling counseling. He's not really feeling that whole situation at all. And, Tisha was like, so like the counseling's working. He was like, nah, I just want to let you know that I do be listening. No, not that I do be listening to you. That I just want to be a good guy. I want to be a nice guy. I want to be a good dude. He can't even speak romantic. Oh God. It looks like it's killing his soul too. And then he says, because I don't want you to be going through these things and not thinking or not knowing that I love you. Okay. So, so he got to do this little picnic is I love you, baby. She would have loved you more if you took her to for cool. So, then Tisha says, I just want to make sure that you're hearing me. I just want to make sure that you're hearing me. And she's just really trying to iterate that he don't listen to her. And, and that's a problem. And she wants him to listen to what she has to say. And she also says, I think the couple trip was beneficial. And he was like, oh, it was to you. Was it to you, beneficial to you? Basically telling her he didn't like it. And then he goes, Tisha says she wants to get closer to Lou and things of that nature, and Tiffany and their whole situation. And then surprisingly, this whole situation, when it came to Dr. Francis and Tiffany and Lou, Marsau was feeling a certain type of way, even though he was making fun of Lewis and Tiffany and adding extra fuel to the fire that Dr. Francis allegedly put up there, you know what. Okay. He says that Dr. Francis is biased. And also, he does not agree with men. He's not for men, and he thinks he's perfect. He thinks he walks on water, and he doesn't want to be around him. And also, when it comes to Dr. Francis, he thinks he's the only smartest person in the room. When we was answering questions and things, he was like, no, 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 it was him. So it seems like when it comes to Marsau, he feels inferior because somebody's actually telling him the truth and actually can see through his bull crap, and then actually can bring it out of him and make him sound stupid out loud. Well, he even knows he sounds stupid. That's why he's not that's why he's trying to discourage and, you know, get Dr. Francis off the show too as well, and get Tisha not to go to counseling because he was opening her brains up to, like, why you let that man go to Africa and not take you and leave you for a month? You really okay with that? That made you happy? Are you sure, girl? You know, and when it comes to Marsau, he don't like antibody to actually, you know, to give his wife some knowledge or give her a winning hand in an argument, or calling him out on his bull crap. So in any event, Marsau was basically was like, he is terrible, he's horrible, he's very biased, and he only agrees with women, and he basically saying that Dr. Francis hates males, and that's really disrespectful. You know, Marsau says that he don't want people talking about him. People talk about him negatively, that can affect his business, but he's talking about this man as a counselor, a life coach, a doctor, you know, with his doctorate degree, his psychology degree, and things of that nature, and on a national platform, basically saying that he's not here for the men. He's a feminist, basically calling Dr. Francis a feminist. Okay. And he was like, you know, and Tisha was like, well, so I'm going to get another doctor. So Tisha, you know, goes along with it quickly, fast, in a hurry. She, you know, to get rid of Dr. Francis because he was making a breakthrough, baby. And he was like, no, not today. And just like the fans was making a breakthrough with Tisha, and Tisha was like, well, the fans say this. Well, the fans say that. They say I need to have more confidence. I need to call you on your bullcrap. And he was like, don't you be listening to them people. They don't know you. Why would you listen to the strangers? They don't know what they're doing. They're just trying to break us off our marriage. They ain't trying to help you. They're trying to destroy a couple. Why would you listen to anybody else other than me? And so now Tisha thing is, don't let any outsiders in to say anything to me. No outsiders in, but her mama be in her ear all day. So you have that whole situation. He was just, and they was talking about having a new counselor, and he was like, make sure the new counselor, you know, is not perfect and we can actually see their life. So it's almost insinuating when he's talking about Dr. Francis that Dr. Francis is not real. Like, that's not his real wife that we seen at the couples retreat, that they don't have a real relationship, and basically saying, make sure you get somebody new that we can see, you know, their relationship, to see who they are, and also get to know them, and also not perfect. You know, we don't need nobody perfect trying to teach us. So, you know, that was all hate, and because somebody was doing a good job. Because if he wasn't, you know, actually doing a good job, then he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care about the counseling, but it's actually effective. And he ain't trying to hear that. Yeah, she always fall for his spell. What's up, New Sky? How you doing? What's going on? How y'all doing? My name only. What's up? How y'all doing? Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated, y'all. Please don't forget to like the video. And so we have that. So we got that all out the way. Like, Marsau is a mess, child. He is a mess. And Tisha was just sitting there like she was just dumber than dumb. Like she was just a bucket of rocks, baby. Like, yeah, we're gonna pick out a new one. And he was like, if I go. So now he's blaming her, that the reason why he's not going to go to counseling is because she picked Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis is, you know, biased. And look how he tore into Lou when he agreed to everything that Dr. Francis said about Lou. He agreed. Child, he agreed. This man is crazy. And he think we crazy. You know. What's up, Ralph? How you doing? What's going on? And so, in any event, you have that whole situation where, I mean, Tisha just crazy. So now he's telling her he might go to counseling. He might go. But if he doesn't go, it's her fault because she introduced him to Dr. Francis and he's traumatized by what he's seen and how Dr. Francis says that he's wrong. Okay. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess, and what a shame. What a shame. Shame, shame, shame. So we have that whole situation. And then we got Tisha. She's talking about the period party. I think the period party is absolutely a excellent, beautiful, wonderful idea to have an OGBYN, to have, teachers, to have counselors, to have everybody there that can help, the young girls, go into womanhood when they get their, period. So by them having this conversation, Marsau, he's feeling like, oh my God, like, okay, this sounds crazy. Like, oh, thank God that you can handle that. I wouldn't know anything about it. I don't even want to be a part of it. Just so ignorant, because you never know when you're picking your child up from school or she's getting ready to perform on stage and she's having a woman issue. You might be there. You should want to know but he thinks that being like a caveman and having a caveman male chauvinistic attitude, that he can't even bond with his daughters when they probably need him the most. So he can't bond with his daughter. He don't bond with his wife. Who he be bonding with, child? Who he bonding with, y'all? So in any event, so they have that conversation. And then, somehow it gets to Marsau basically saying, like, yeah, I would forget about that. I wouldn't even know about the period. I wouldn't know this and that. Like, if something was to happen to you or we get a divorce, I would be married in a week. I was like, what? What do you mean you'll be married in a week? And basically, you could see Tisha in that scene, waving her glass around. So basically, he's taunting her, messing with her self-esteem, saying that she's not really worth anything. And he can replace her quick and easy, because then on top of that, he's talking about he's going to be bringing another woman into the home to raise her kids, not even thinking about the kids' feelings. This is hypothetically, but this is something that he means. And then it also is something to throw a shot at his wife and hurt her. So I was just like, child, he was like, I will be married in a week because I can't do none of that woman's stuff. That's basically what he's saying. And he was like, God forbid if something happens to you or we get a divorce, I would be remarried in a week. I was like, this man is not playing. What? He said in a week. He said, I'll be married by next week. And then he was like, you're going to go get a baller, basically trying to lowball her and say, oh, you only can get a drug dealer. Because that's what we used to call drug dealers back in the day, is ballers. Ballers, shot callers. So basically saying that she won't get a professional guy like him. Like, this guy is weird. Okay, he's weird. A business guy like him. When we heard and we know that you stole everything from Mel and Martell, I can't. And then moving on from that, he says, then Tisha says, well, I'll be living my life, and I will be living off of the insurance money. And he was like, don't be a thought. I'm like, why would you say don't be a thought? When Martell is out here doing this and they had the football team in Atlanta with them and things of that nature, nobody called Martell a whore. Nobody called you a whore. You're calling her a thought, that whore right over there. That's what you're saying to her, to your wife on national TV. And because she said that she's going to be living her life. She didn't say she was going to be remarried. And when that happened, then when they get to that particular part, he put that mean mug face on, looking at her like she bet not say nothing out of line. You bet not say nothing because you're going to cry tonight. That's the way I took it. That's the way I seen it. That was my feeling on his expression, on his face. And that's why she just said, I'm gonna be single, living my life and living off that insurance money. He said he was gonna get married. Okay, married in a week. And then he says, oh, don't be a 40-year-old thought. He said, don't be a 40-year-old thought. I was like, what? And he was like, there's already rumors out there about that. So he's saying there's rumors about Tisha being a 40-year-old thought. Like, Lord have mercy, like he is doing too much. He said, and then he said, I am going to haunt you if you become a thought. Oh, Lord have mercy. What is going on? Marsau is a mess. She was waving them glasses around. She wasn't comfortable with the conversation because her husband just said he would replace her. And everybody's saying that he don't respect her, he don't love her. And then he get on TV and reiterate, you could be replaced in a week. And your kids is going to have to get used to a new mama. Like, child. This is a whole mess. And then we got poor Kimmy. Poor Kimmy is about to go get tested in 72 hours. They got everything all set for her to get, some quick care, quick, fast, in a hurry. And, she's talking about what she's going through. And he's like, oh, he don't know what a biopsy is. I was like, child, he went to law school. He don't know nothing. He was like, can I go in there with you? That's a sign that, can I just, wait in the car? And so with that whole situation going on, and then she said, I look at these, he was like, you don't have anybody around. She was like, well, I look at these appointments like I'm just going to one of my regular appointments, like I'm just doing one of my regular things. And he was like, and that's how I see it. I see it that way. And, basically not making a big deal out of it, like it's just regular. And he was like, well, if you regular, can you make me dinner tonight? I was like, what? He's like, well, if you regular, can you make dinner tonight? And she was like, I'm not making no dinner tonight. I'm not doing anything. I need like 72 hours. I need something, child. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna spoil you. Yeah. So right there tells you, like, shit. If he wasn't on TV, he would be leaving Kimmy. And it was awkward too. It was like he grabbed her hand. He couldn't position it right. And then and it seemed to seem awkward holding hands. I think she just really feels alone. And, she believes in God, she says. And then they held hands for a second. Then, the hands went apart. So, yeah, he's talking about her frying him some chicken and cooking him some food. Like, this is a whole mess. Like, boy, like, what? Like, why are you even thinking about food right now? He was like, well, then if you feeling regular, you can cook. Why are you even thinking about food? Why is that a whole situation? And then moving on from that situation, we got Destiny and Mel about to have a conversation. They're about to get it clear. And so in any event, when it starts off between Mel and, Destiny, everything looked good and everything did go good. I was like, okay, there's a little bit of shade that was going on, and we start off with Destiny. Destiny was like, do I look like Big Bird? Don't Big Bird me. Okay. And, Mel was like, oh no, you don't look like Big Bird. Yeah, they're gonna Big Bird you like they Big Bird me when I was wearing, my yellow dress with the flat feathers. I don't know if that was like, girl, you just copying right off of me, child. Yellow and feathers, and you having the same. You got feathers and yellow, but it's a different dress. The dress still looks like, Destiny, it still looks like it's not fitting for her, and it doesn't look, she wears sexy clothes, but doesn't look like she feels sexy. So the outfits always look kind of awkward on Destiny as of lately, okay? So we have that whole situation with the photo shoot, and they smile and they're playing around and things of that nature. They're talking to one another, and it's nice. And the producers asked Destiny, well, how do you feel about Melody being here? And she's like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to answer that. So, she's still in La La Land. They're playing over here. They're having fun, chasing each other around. The fellas are coming off. They're acting like sisters here. Mel's even showing Destiny how to pose better, in her pictures, because she has so much experience. Like, she just came in there and just bust up like, child, do this, do that. And Destiny followed. Destiny listened. Destiny was like, I still want to be, she was like, look more like yellow chick. Yellow chicken feathers are hiding her stomach, so she's happy. A Big Bird. Oh, you guys are too funny, child. Not too funny. Maurice knew how to pray. Yes, he did. Yes, in the car, child. Just definitely in the car. Whole situation. So, they're talking to each other. So they sit down, and Mel was like, so you going to get in this tub and pose? Because, that's the same tub that Martell got his ass in, was posing, and she was there. And Melanika was there, too, as well. And Martell went on to make a calendar to do all this sexy stuff that he was doing. What happened to all that sexy stuff? He had the cookbook sexy stuff. Excuse me, he be having, so much be going on in that whole situation. So moving on from that, now, Mel brings up, like, I wanted to support you. I wanted to help you as far as when it came to, your song being dropped on 10. And that is a perfect song for Destiny because she is always on 10. But this episode, she wasn't on 10. Like, she was actually, she was actually cool. She was actually like not taking things so personal and could move forward and not having just an attitude. Sexy did not sell. Sexy did not sell. Those feathers coming from underneath. I think they are more like yellow chick. Y'all are too funny. Way too funny. Sexy didn't sell. That was a nice one right there. So, as they're having this conversation, Mel was like, I wanted to support you, but what went down at your shop? You know what I mean? I posted to social media. I made it she said I made a video, and, I wanted to share it on social media, but I didn't know if I should share it because of what had just went down and what happened at the shop. So, I wanted to support you just like I always want to support you. Why wouldn't I want to support you? But, I just felt like we wasn't in that place to do that. And, Mel said, I spoke to you, and if you would have spoke back to me, I would have praised you. I would have told you you're doing a good job. I would have had a whole conversation with you, but, you thought that I didn't speak. And she was like, because I thought you didn't speak, it went to a whole negative way, and you yelling at me through the door. And then Destiny said, so I want to know, what is your process when you felt I didn't speak, or when I did not speak back? What did you think? And basically Destiny is trying to say, like, how did you how did you feel about the situation? I think Destiny is trying to say, how come you didn't just say more, or come back and usher back over and talk to me or whatever? I think she's trying to say that in so many different words. And Destiny, she says that she asked Mel that question about, what was your process? What did you think? And Mel basically said, well, I felt like you didn't want to be bothered after I said hello, so I was just going to leave you alone. I wasn't going to double back. I wasn't going to say nothing. I just felt like you didn't want to be bothered, so I was like, okay, it is what it is. So she was going to just let it be. And then Destiny said, well, you said, I didn't hear you say hello. You should have said more. Like, you should have, did more. And she said, well, I would have, but you didn't speak back, and you thought I didn't speak. And so Destiny's in her confessionals, and she's basically saying that Mel is not telling the truth, because if you really was there to support me, if you really willing to support me, you would have stayed there and had a conversation with me, and we would have had talked, and you would have been respectful to me at my event, because you expect people to be, respectful to you at your event. And when you did not like, when you and Tisha was going to your thing, you didn't know that she was supposed to be there, and then she didn't supposed to, show up because you didn't invite her. But once she did, look how you handled the situation. So if you want me to respect, so you should respect me. You should have known how I felt when I didn't know that you were supposed to be there. Then you showed up, and then you didn't speak. So basically Destiny's saying, you came to my event and you didn't want to, and you didn't speak. Okay, you didn't speak, and you knew what was going on because you was previously in these shoes. So therefore, you need to give the same respect that you expect other people to give to you. This is what she said in her confessionals, child. I was like, Destiny is on a roll. Destiny is definitely on a roll. But Destiny was well behaved, and then Mel shows like the video of, Destiny Payton's song on 10, the single. She was like, I was supporting you, and they wasn't even in a good space. And she was like, I wanted to make a video to support you, so, my people that mess with me can mess with you. So I was like, yep. Destiny can't help to bite the hand that feeds her. She can't even eat her food because she's too busy biting off her fingers. So in any event, moving on from that situation, Destiny is just like, Destiny don't feel like they're gonna be cool, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Okay. And so Destiny feels like when Mel came, she should have just bent over backwards, but you didn't even bend over backwards. So how can you want her to bend over backwards and you didn't even bend over backwards? So it's just like, And Mel said, listen, I am in peace. I'm with peace. I'm in peace with everything that happened last year because, that situation got brought up, and Mel basically said, I'm at peace with last year. I'm at peace. Whatever happened, I'm good. I'm moving forward. I'm on that Zoom. I'm on that good. Okay. And Destiny was like, how can you be at peace when your friend's name is being character is being assassinated and being embarrassed and called names? So Destiny's like, child, what are you talking about? You at peace with what went on last year? I ain't in peace. I ain't in peace about the situation, girl. Do you know? And Mel said, no, you called me a manipulator and you called me a liar. And Destiny said, no, I didn't. Destiny said no. And then, Mel said, you called me a liar at the cafe. And, that's what, Destiny says. Destiny says to Mel, you called me a liar at the cafe. And Mel said, I'm sure I did call you a liar if I thought that you was lying. I was like, oh. I was like, oh. Like, for real? She was like, yeah. And that's what I like, just to be upfront with the shit. She said, like, she ain't denying it. She said, you know what? If I thought that you was lying, then I caught you a liar. And it, and that was 100. That was that's 100 with the whole situation. I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely going down in this situation. And then Destiny says that I said, so then Destiny brings up the whole conversation. She brings up the whole thing that happened, last year. And, she wants to, address that whole situation with the liar and the manipulator. She said I have not spoke with Mel. We text. So she may or she may not respond back to me because this is the whole thing as they didn't speak to each other. They didn't talk to each other. Okay. And so Mel, excuse me, Mel said, you called me a manipulator, a master. Excuse me. She said, you call me a master manipulator. And Destiny said, only reason why I said, you was a master manipulator is because of that particular situation that was going on at the time. And Mel said, how could you have said that when we didn't even have a conversation? We didn't even talk about it. And that's when Destiny says, how could I have talked to you about it? I text you and I asked you what was going on. Why is everyone saying that you got an issue or we got an issue? And she says, I'm hearing from everybody that Mel has an issue with me and she has a problem with me, but I'm not hearing it from you. And then Mel said, because we had not had a conversation. And then Destiny said, you sent the text. Then Mel says, you sent the text, but I did not respond. We did not have a conversation. And then you still called me a master manipulator. Destiny says, I find it funny that I find it funny and I find out through other people that you have a issue with me, but I'm not hearing it from you. And then so Mel says, did I respond? Mel said, did I respond? And Destiny said, no, you did not respond. And then Destiny said, Mel, did I send the text? And she said, yes, she sent the text. So basically, they gotten this out that yes, there was a text sent. She was sending texts, but Mel did not respond. Mel did not have that conversation yet for her to make that judgment. This is what Mel is saying. And then Destiny's saying, I made that judgment because of your behavior. And Destiny saying, well, I have this woman that wanted to do business with me. That was doing business with me, but she said she cannot continue the project with me until I fix what's going on between me and you. Because I told her that we were good. I told her that we didn't have any problems. I told her that we talked. But she said that social media is saying something else. And I think Mel feels a whole different type of way. So I can't do business with you until you straighten out everything with Mel. And then I was like, oh shit. So basically Destiny's is depending on everybody to help her with her business. That baby, you gotta be smiling face all the time. If you want Stormy to help you, you want Mel to help you. Mel did help you. And it's just like sometimes you bite your fingers before you can even do anything. You just bite your hand before you can even eat. Because if you would have just waited a while and let it out, because you didn't know what she was going through, you probably would have been up in business, and you wouldn't have to be begging people to do business with you. You wouldn't have to do business with the Scotts that it looks like it's not going anywhere. Nothing's being reinvented. Nothing's being renovated, nothing's being done. I don't know what's going on. This whole situation when they got you pulling up with the Scotts and they're helping you with a project, gonna bring Martell on. Where's that at? That totally disappeared. So in any event, at this point, Destiny feels like Mel basically went around telling people that she wasn't cool with her and talking shit about her. And the people came to Destiny to say that, yo, Mel is not good with you, because this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing. This is what's on social media. And Mel was like, you can't make a decision about anything until you have a conversation with me, because we didn't talk. So basically it's yickety yak, yak, yak. That's what's really going on in this conversation. But Destiny, she wanted to get that out, that Mel did receive the text. Mel didn't respond, because she's definitely going to use this at the reunion. And so we have that whole situation going on. And then Melody was like, you know what? This is just like way too much. And she said, listen, child, I did not come here to dig up the old past. I did not come here to talk about the past. I didn't come up here to dig it up. I didn't come here to do none of that. I came here on a good energy. You called me, reached out to me, and we came. We having a good time. We was having a good time. I don't want to go back in the past. I'm not trying to figure out the past. I'm just trying to move forward in the whole situation and let it be, because I want peace in my life. I don't want no drama. I don't want none of that. That's not on me. Like, yo, I'm free from that. I'm free from that. And so, Mel's basically, and then, Destiny was like, then Mel said, well, when I see you, I will speak to you, because it's not on that type of level. And then Destiny said, that would be childish if you don't speak to me. And Melody was like, let me check this chick one more time. It's not childish if you don't speak to somebody, because there's some people in real life that if they don't fool with you, they won't speak to you. They're not going to be fake. When she said, when they don't fool with you, this reminds me of the South so much. If they don't fool with you, they ain't going to talk to you. I was like, go ahead, girl. Go ahead, girl. Do your thing. Handle your business. And she definitely handled her business. She goes, I'm on peace. That's it. Peace and respect. And look where we are at today, because we are sitting here. We are having this conversation. We are talking to one another, and we are in each other's spaces. Okay. And then that's when Destiny was like, you love me. You love me. She was like, yeah, I love you, girl. I love you. But just because I love you don't mean I have to love all your ways. And that's something that your grandmother be saying to you, your mama be saying to you. I love you, but I don't like the shit that you do. And so many different words. Yes, that was she came in at very, very on point with the class. Very on point with helping her out, saying, girl, don't feel like don't feel like a giraffe. I mean, don't feel like Big Bird. When I had that on, people said the same thing, child, letting us know that, comforting her and letting us know, girl, why are you biting me at the same time? That's right, LSW. For real. Yes, Cheryl, she handled that real good. Yeah, accused Mel of doing what she did. Yeah, she accused her of basically trying to ruin her business, y'all. Girl, it was for her album release. I mean her single release. Top 10 or on 10 for her album release. Looks like she's trying to keep her armpits dry. Y'all are too funny. Well, like I helped you and then you turned on me and then she got divorced and told me afterwards, but she needs a village. I know, child. We already know how that whole situation goes on. And then Destiny said some nice things. Destiny was like, we got to know each other. We've both gone through a divorce at the same time. And that was really deep because divorce is like a trauma. And then on top of that, even though, I still talk to Martell, but we was going through something at a time that nobody could take that away from us, to support how we build up, how we helped each other go through this and go through that, and how we talked. She was like, well, it's like I'm divorcing you. So what it kind of seems like is Mel was going through her ish. She can't trust who's real, who's fake, and the people that she helping to put on are slowly trying to pull her down, trying to pull her off the mountain with all types of tricks. And then on top of that, she was close to Destiny, but then Destiny started to pull away because of what she was going through and not being a person that could communicate well, especially in need when it's not on the cameras. That was a whole problem. And then now you want to communicate, and then now Mel's not communicating, then there's a problem. Oh, this and that. So it was a whole lot going on between both of them. But in any event, at the end of the day, you don't switch sides like that, and you don't talk about the person and bring them down and hang with the people that is bringing her down, talking about her kids, everything that she shared with you about that whole situation. Now you laughing and grinning in their face. You can laugh and grin in their face and be cordial, but the way that you're going, like, it's like you're trying to fight with them against her, and you're building a relationship with them to go against her. When you said that you guys had this bond, how can you fathom trying to tear them down like that if you had this bond at one point in time? So you already know people ain't shit sometimes. Excuse me. So moving on from that situation, and that's when Destiny basically says that I know that we're probably never going to be friends like we were ever friends or even be friends, period. That's what she says, in her confessionals. And Melanie's basically saying, we had fun times, we had good times, we have memories and things of that nature. And that's what they are, memories. They can stay back as memories. Okay. Woo! Talking about shade. I ain't playing today. And, she's at the point where, yeah, you did a whole lot, but I don't want to hate you, and I don't want to be in a space with you where we are working together and it's always volatile, it's always on 10. It don't have to be that way. And that's the step that it seems like they both are trying to take at this moment, at this particular place where they were very jovial, they was very happy, meeting each other and playing like, they were friends, so that's a whole situation. But the reunion is already filmed and we already know it went down. So now we have the period party. The period party is just amazing idea. I mean, it's just wonderful. Like, I wish they would have had this shit when I was younger. Okay. All types of hide your pads, hide your tampons, and all this other stuff. Blase in the third. Like, you got an OGBYN there, you got a teacher there, you got a nurse there, you got a counselor there, you got people that can educate you, and they're in a safe place as girls and communicate, basically building bonds. And I think this is actually amazing to show on TV. And if anybody can afford something like this, and plus, it's not even that. You have volunteers that are in communities where you can reach out and get an OBGYN, get a counselor, and get the girls together that are young. You know what I mean? Because, having this type of situation really prevents a lot of accidents, that girls may have in school and getting picked on and being, just bullied because, it's period time. So in any event, so now we get to Kimmy, and Mel went to Kimmy, was like, if you need to talk to me, blah blah blah. Then Kimmy ends up at this party. So she was supposed to come to this party anyway. So at this time she gets this bad news and she doesn't want to come to the party, but she's going to talk to her outside. We got Maurice, he's making sure he's staying the scene. He goes inside, he's looking. I mean, he's just trying to get all the camera time he can possibly get. Child, you need to stop, Maurice. You need to stop it. And they're having this conversation and Kimmy just looks like, oh my God, this them test that, really put her through, because I think she was supposed to take like 2 or 3 tests or 4 at the same time, and the places are back to back to each other. And then Kimmy basically saying, I did not get good news, and Kimmy lets us know that she has 2 lumps and they are cancerous and they are at stage 2, and they're one of the most aggressive type of breast cancer that you can actually get. And she found out on June 21st, 2022. And so, she said God is with her and she's going to do the things that she needs to do. And, let God bless her and heal her body, and everybody with cancer or any cancer scares, remove cancer from the equation, bury it into the earth, and remove it from our human bodies. Okay. So in any event, we have this whole situation where Mel she looks cute in this jean outfit. little teenager. So we have Van and Mel, they're talking about Martell and his mother coming through for the vacation, and Martell coming, and Van is just like, she's caught off guard, and Mel's gonna explain to her what's going on. And then Mel explains to Tiffany actually got on a young girl outfit again. 2 days, two episodes in a row, she got on a young woman's outfit, and she got the banana curls going. She ain't trying to dress like she's 85 years old. And then you have Stormy, and they're listening to Mel tell the story about her meeting up with none other than Destiny. And it was like, and Stormy was acting a little jealous. Oh, y'all gonna be best friends, y'all gonna be like a peas in a pot, y'all gonna be kumbaya, y'all gonna be like, she looked like a kind of jealous, like she wanted to say, why the hell you being friends with her or something like that. She looked a little shaky right there. But they all both look a little shaky, like they wanted her to still continue to beef with Destiny. They seem like, oh, you made up with her. It almost seemed like they still wanted her to beef, but this is just a click. This is just a little clip of what went on. So we shall see. Like, what a mess, child. So that's for next episode. But I was like, go ahead, girl. Go ahead, Miss Tiffany. You finally put some clothes on. Okay. And then Kimmy is struggling, and she's going through these appointments, and there's a lot going on, and it's a lot happening. And, it's just a difficult time for her. And she just basically is believing in God and leaving it, in the arms of God. And she's believing in Jesus. And then we got Tiffany. She's talking to her cousin, Mr., her friend, D. I think her name is Demi, I think, about, the conversation. So we're going to see. It's going to get negative real quick. All right, y'all. So in any event, the phone lines is open. If anybody wants to call in and basically tell me what you think about the episode, it'd be greatly appreciated. So how y'all feeling? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. What's up, Ralph? Tiffany looked like she's wearing a nightgown. Like, I tried, it looked kind of good on her. I know, poor Kimmy, poor thing. Oh my goodness. No period party now. What's up, Norris Tony? How you doing? Destiny was friends with Martell before Mel. Yes. Norris, Peachy. Big Lou and Tiffany, once they was exposed at Dr. Francis, couples party, they kind of been keeping it on a low. They haven't really been filming, but Marsau said that he wants to get closer to Lou, and Tisha said she wants to get closer to Tiffany. Okay, that's new. Really miss Mo. Yes, she did. She was like, you love me, don't you? Talking to my ex, that's not gonna work. And you're telling my ex what I'm saying, definitely not gonna work when you're going back and forth. So to me, when Mel said to Kimmy, you can talk to me, Kimmy, and it's gonna stay between me and you, I think that was a shot at Tisha, and that was a shot at this girl, Destiny. She's talking crazy. She just sitting there talking crazy, and that's why Mel's like, you know what, we ain't gonna even go here. Because if you listen to the argument wasn't, any big argument. And then on top of that, we're finding out from Stormy that, her shop is never open. So this is why people are not doing business. Look like Big Bird. Lord have mercy. What's up, Norris? Tony, how you doing? What's going on? LSW Facts. Self would not deal with that. For real. Mel handle that was clash. Yes, she definitely did. She definitely did. So the phone lines are open. If y'all want to call in and tell me what you think about, the whole situation. But tell me, what do you think about when it comes to Maurice? His wife is saying that I'm about to get, I'm about to be sentenced to some shit. And he's talking about, well, then you can cook dinner. Lord, what's going on? So you guys let me know what you think about that whole situation, and let me know what you think about Marsau basically really reinforcing over and over that Tisha is at home taking care of kids, almost seeming like her degrees don't even matter, and saying, I don't know where my kids are at. That's Tisha's job. I don't do that type of work. And then he said if she ever dies or they get a divorce, he would be married in a week, child. And he told her not to be a 40-year-old thought, not to be a thought out here in these streets, because she said that she's going to, live off his insurance money. So basically, that was really it of the whole situation. That was the show, y'all. I heard that Tiffany is pregnant and being careful with the pregnancy. Okay, she kind of looks, a little. I hate to say when someone, I think they're pregnant or whatever, because I will though, but sometimes I don't like to, because, that's basically calling them fat. That's what they think. Because right now the whole world thinks what's her name is pregnant. I haven't said anything about it yet. But she keeps saying she don't address it, but she kind of look it. The Scott boys are womanizers. Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean, I think a lot of drama is going to happen at the. Oh yeah, that drama's coming through. Is Tiffany pregnant by Lou? that would I don't know if she's pregnant by Lou, child. Well, the last picture, I don't, I thought she was too old to get pregnant. That's what somebody said. I don't know. But the last picture, let me see. Tiffany does she look a little bit thicker. She look thick right here. She looks bigger than a brick house. Okay. She might be. Lou sperm works. Oh shoot. Lou said he had the magic touch. I don't know if she's pregnant, child. Oh, they won't be back because of the pregnancy too. I don't blame him. I wouldn't come back. I wouldn't come back if I was pregnant. Miss Van did not attend the reunion. She said she did not do ghetto. Okay. Oh yeah, Mark was he was doing a whole lot, child. He was saying a whole lot. He done threw. I mean, them Scott boys, they love to throw Kimmy under the bus. They throw her under the bus quick, fast, in a hurry. Me too. No, he cray. Shit, that dude is crazy. Like, there's some people that you just gotta, give them a counselor's number, or give them a life coach number, or hire somebody that works with crazy people, because there's a lot of people that got businesses, and be like, hey, listen, this person needs a support team. They need help with their child support. They need help with this. If you can, send them to the right places, get the assistance and stuff like that. I'm just saying, he's talking about he needed all this help he got all this help from Miss Van. Like, your brothers got you out here looking crazy, child. They saying they rich. He got 17 million in the bank. And you begging Miss Van for Monte. Shit. Stormy's on the other side of Mel. Stormy's my name only. Stormy's on the other side of Mel. Yeah, it's a whole crazy situation. But he's justifying everything that he's doing because he said they spoke my name. They said my name. They said my name, so I'm coming through, you know. And he said he's scared to promote his businesses and stuff like that, child. The ratings have been going down. You know what I mean? They got classy black folks watching this show. That's what they felt to think. They think because all these other reality TV shows are, you know, are off the chain. They got violence. They got crazy drama going on. People didn't want that with this show. So Carlos, you better fix it up. You better straighten it up. You better straighten it up. What'd you say? Miss Van looks like she can bring you a good play. You know she can, child. Carlos is messy. How much did Van give him? Lord, I don't even know. But she was helping him out. Child, he was like, I fell in love. We fell in love over the phone. We was talking on the phone and she didn't want to claim me. And, you know, and she could have told me. She could have told me that she was going to talk about me, child. So that's how you treat somebody that helped your ass. Your own brothers wouldn't give you no money. You didn't feel comfortable going to your brothers or your mother or your father. And she's sitting here. She's a dispatch. She's in charge of dispatching, and she's sending your crazy ass out to somebody's house. I hate to call him crazy because I guess it's not his fault why he's crazy. Anything that what happened to him that happens to any man, you know, they're not going to be normal. Well, I mean, like they're going to have issues, especially in that type of scenario, because who knows, did any of the people in the military get charged? You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole different situation. It's like the military wall. And then on top of that, you're a black man. So, child, you already know. So that's pretty much it, y'all. Thank you guys for coming through. I really appreciate y'all. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. Please go check out Ralph Esco YouTube channel. Go show him some love. Check out his YouTube channel. Subscribe, like the videos. Also go to Norris Tony YouTube channel, please, and subscribe and show them some love. There's some good brothers. Okay, thank y'all and bless y'all, and I shall see you soon. Lord, what a mess with this show. Oh, I mean, they be throwing them shots, but you gotta pick up them shots that they're throwing. That's hard. They be hitting them, their wife's self-esteem, child. Kimmy sitting in the corner, you know, but she want to jump out the goddamn window going through this breast cancer shit. And he's talking about food. You fat motherfucker.